What up, y'all? What it do? I'm Miss Indigo Blue. Thank you for stopping in here to my channels in Mother's Garden. Here on this channel, we are going to do tarot readings for both full and new moons, love and money monthly with a weekly guidance and channel chit chat. Of course, during every tarot reading will be some channel chit chat. Today, we are doing the love readings for the month of June 2020 for single persons. So if you are currently not in a relationship, then this reading is for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As always, I'm going to start my reading off with some oracle cards. We're going to pull, as we did for the money this month, from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle and also the Heal Yourself reading cards. So we'll pull from those. And then what we will do is pull these as necessary for some extra guidance for individual signs if we need to. For the individual signs, the three cards that I pull are going to be from the Universal Goddess Tarot deck. This deck is by Maria Carrari and Antonella Platano. It's also in Spanish and it's the Tarot de las Diosas. So it is an all-female deck, so all of the characters in the pictures are all female, but it will still help me to do what it is that I need to do. If I need any clarification from this deck, then I will be using the traditional Rider deck. So we're going to go right into this and get started. But first, I am going to say, if you enjoy the material found in this video, please make sure that you like it, subscribe if you would like to see more, and ring that bell if you want to know when I post my upload. So we're going to go ahead and kick right into the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle and see what exactly this deck believes that the singles need to hear for the month of June 2020. So I do kind of shuffle this deck differently. I did pre-shuffle it, but I'm just being led to shuffle it a little more before we chop the deck and pick our card. Remember me, the Divine Mother within. So doesn't that just make so much sense that it's going with this deck and it's saying remember the Divine Mother, which is a total feminine energy within. This is the number 9 card in this deck. And we're going to read the short inscription just to get us started. Remember me, the Divine Mother within. I believe in you. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. I see the truth of you, and I know you are worthy. No matter how strong and grown up you become, or how vulnerable and small you may feel, I love you. My own wild child divine. Trust in me, the Divine Mother within you, to guide, comfort, and nourish. The Divine Mother within you to guide, comfort, and nurture you into the beautiful fullness of your divine destiny. So this is speaking about sometimes we feel alone. This makes total sense because this is the singles read. And so this is for people who don't necessarily have a partner, no matter how long you've been single. If you are looking for a relationship right now, if you are freshly single and you're wanting to stay single, sometimes it just gives you like this feeling of indifference, you know, like I would like to be in a relationship, but I only want to be in a relationship if it's the right relationship and things of that nature. So, of course, it makes you kind of feel like a certain way. Like, yeah, bring it on, but only if it's right. And I don't got time to be playing no games, you know, certain things like that. Unless you're one of the people who playing the games, and then that's just a whole nother ball of wax. But we're going to be hopefully bumping into more people than not who are serious about their relationships and wanting to see them go into a positive direction, whether it's finding themselves or finding their divine partner, right? So we're just going to shuffle the Heal Yourself just a little more before we split this deck and find which card is speaking to this reading. Ooh, where are you at? Okay, here we are. Hole in the soul. This is my first time pulling this card from this deck. This is the number 36. It is a 9, which is speaking on a near completion of something. We see here that we have an angelic being that looks like a skeleton, and then we have actually a woman who looks like a vampire, but she looks young, although she has a cane. Okay, so a lot going on here. Your childhood wounds are creating a hole in your soul. One way your childhood wounds disrupt an extraordinary life is through low-grade depression experienced as a perpetual empty feeling. If as a child you tried to make everything all right by picking up the pieces of your family dramas, then you adopted a false self. When you lose your authentic self, you disconnect from your true feelings, needs, and desires. Instead, you wear a mask to make others feel more comfortable. Being detached leads to profound loneliness and isolation, as you are always mourning your true self. This card encourages you to discover your true self through learning about your childhood and mourning the abandonment and neglect you felt. So it's very important for us when we are single and alone to examine our previous relationships and see where they have led us. Pay attention to your relationships, look for differences, and look for similarities, because the similarities are often karmic cycles that we are playing out over and over again because we have yet to learn the lesson. And then that same situation comes back in front of us via a different person, and we think it's something new, only to find out it's the same dang on thing with a different box and a different bow. Okay, so you want to really pay attention to your karmic cycles, but also the differences in those relationships, because those you can pat yourself on the back for. If you went through this once and you said never again, you learned the first time, and that's phenomenal. Some of us, it goes down to that childhood to where we have what they call them mommy daddy issues and things of that nature. So when you're dealing with those things, they're a little bit harder to identify. Sometimes you really have to go back into your childhood, retrace different steps, become the child again, and really go into your feelings so that you can see, when did I really start thinking like this, or when did I start feeling like this? Oh, it was in response to this or that happening. And is that really truly the person who I would be, or the things that I would naturally do if those types of things hadn't happened to me? And if your answer is no, then that's a scar that you want to heal. And if there's someone attached to that scar, then you most definitely want to offer them forgiveness, whether they're here or not. You don't have to go to them and tell them. You can just put it in the universe. You can put it in a letter and write it to them and burn it. You can do anything that allows you to get it from inside of you out. If they are worthy of the apology and they are still around, give it to them. If they are worthy of the apology and they are not still around, pray it to them. Throw it out to the universe. At any way, shape, or form, give it to your soul, send it up to your spirit, and then ask your spirit to turn it into something new and something beautiful. Remove it from that place that it is within you, and then allow space for that new, more you, more suitable, more loving feeling to reside within you. Okay, so that is the message for you singles. We are going to go into the individual readings. And oh no, I moved my paper with all of the signs written on it. Oh, here it is. Yay, because we're going to go in the same order that we've been going in this month. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So again, happy birthday to all the Geminis who just had or will have a birthday, and the Cancer birthdays coming up for the month of June. This deck has already been shuffled, so we're going to go ahead and get these Aries cards pulled. 3 cards, please, for Aries in regard to love for single Aries, the month of June 2020. 3 cards, please. And we have 3. The overlying energy is the Knave of Wands. Here's what this card looks like, the Knave of Wands. And then we have the 6 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles. All right, so what I am seeing here with the 6 of Cups, this is the card that most stands out to me. And what this looks like is someone's here been buried. There's like a funeral service for someone. So we got 2 situations here, because before you can just bury those feelings, or if you have already buried those feelings and you buried them inside of you, then this isn't a reason to celebrate. You see all of her cups and how her cups are turned over. If that means the dead is inside of you, right? And we want life inside of our bodies. So you're going to have to dig up this grave, go into it, go into the darkness, take a good look at it, and see, you know, how is this really manifesting in my life right now, Aries? What are the dead things that are manifesting in your life that are keeping you heavy? Because there's water right there too, right? And the water can take you and float you off into a new venture, where you, when you're on the ground, you got to stay grounded, you got to stay planted, you got to stay, you know, right here. And if you're doing that, then what's there? Maybe there's some hurt and some pain. You might have a loved one who you lost. You might be someone who's a widow or things of that nature. And even in that, the person who you are widowed from, they don't want you to be moping around sad. Don't you know they can look down on you and see that they're trying to push you in the direction of love, and you're just like, my wife or my husband, and I don't know what I'm going to do without them. My life just ain't the same. My mom, my dad, same types of things. You know, someone who you just really cared for and you lost. You also could be, you know, holding them in limbo, number 1. And number 2, you know, holding on to them into a manner that is keeping you complacent. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles. So it looks like if you might have already done the digging and you started the work on this, but maybe you also are preoccupying yourself with work instead of really getting to know your feelings and getting to know your true self outside, because you're trying to find a balance. You're trying to say, how do I know when too much work when their work is too much work? Because there is a such thing as too much wallowing in your sorrows. Like if the work that you're doing is not being productive for you, then you don't want to keep doing this. But you do have this this newfound energy that is coming in, especially with the wands here, and it being the knave. You're learning how to use your own energy to overcome these obstacles. And so I would say, if you've started on this journey and you've already started digging into what you need to dig out and what you need to release, then awesome, you're on a right path. Yes, definitely make sure that you're balancing. Make sure that you're not doing so much digging that you're just depressed or you're walking around wallowing. Make sure that you get out, you get some fresh air, things of that nature. Sorry about that. The beginning of this reading is the long way because my camera, only one of my cameras was recording, but at least one of them is recording. We got through Aries, and I was just saying, Aries, if you are not taking some time out, you definitely need to take time out and make sure that you are tending to your earthly needs. Make sure you're eating, make sure you're sleeping, make sure you're doing all of these things, and not just being so emotionally driven during the month of June. But definitely it's time to start doing some soul searching. So we're gonna shuffle. Let's go ahead and focus in on Sagittarius for the month of June 2020. The single Sagittarius, what do they need to know about love, joy? What do the single Sagittarius, I'll take that one, need to know for the month of June 2020 in regard to love? The Overlying energy, Temperance. So your own card came up, which suggests that you are in balance and harmonious. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the Three of Swords. So with this Queen of Swords being the card that sticks out to me most, it is the masculine and feminine sides both showing on this card. We see the color and the light, and we see the dark, and we see live living flowers over here. We see dead flowers over here, and then she has a sword. So it seems like you may be trying to balance between two different things. Maybe it's career and love. Maybe it's finances and people, but it definitely feels like you are caught in two different worlds, and maybe even that you're going out of one relationship and already have found a new person that you are interested in, or someone who's interested in you, who's kind of taking you into a new relationship, and it's kind of making you feel like a teeter-totter, because you're not trying to hurt the past person by dealing with the new person. Like you still want to be friends maybe with that old person, and so you don't want to crush them by flaunting your new relationship in front of them, but then also that makes you kind of be half stepping towards the new person, and so you're kind of trying to play both sides and be fair to both people. And of course we had the three people here in this card. The Three of Wands, you see that these people all look identical, but they are looking in two different ways. These here, and then this person is kind of looking down. So what I'm feeling when I'm hearing this, fetch a pail of water, because I'm looking at that that water, I can't think of what it's called right now. Somebody help me out, put it in the comments. The thing that you send the bucket down and it brings you water back up. So I'm feeling like there's a refresh and renewing feeling, and it's a feeling that you may not even know where it's coming from. Elsewise, it's coming from, again, that new person or that new interest that you have taken. It might not be necessarily a person that you took a new interest in. It might just be something that you have started new in your life, and it's just pulling you away from your relationship, pulling you away from the person who you were previously with, and changing who you are and changing what you expect out of your relationships. Especially with being here the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so we have a very strong possibility that it could be a money situation, and with you getting the Temperance card, again, we're looking for that balance, right? So there's something that in the month of June, it's going to pull you into a new direction, and it's going to be good for you money wise. And it may not be so great for your current relationship, but if it seems like it's probably a relationship that you already kind of felt dark about. You kind of felt like you're tired of all of the things that were going on in this relationship. Maybe the communication in this relationship is dead. Maybe that person is doing something that's making you suspicious that they're either talking to somebody else or dealing with someone else, and it's also making you deal with them in a way that you normally wouldn't. So sometimes they're getting this kind of dark side of you, sometimes they're getting this light side of you. It might also be reciprocal, and it might be the relationship situation that you are feeling from them. They might be pulling off from you, and you're feeling like they're dealing with me funny. One minute she's dry, one minute he's friendly, you know, and it's a bunch of mixed signals right now that you're going to have to really balance out and find balance. But it seems like whatever is new is coming in is new and fresh, and it might do you some good to really sit down with the person who you are currently with and have a conversation about what you all expect in a relationship, or the expectations that have not been being met in the relationship. But it seems like, since this is a singles reading, that you probably mostly have broken off with that person, or they have broken off with you, and now you're being pulled into a new direction, either career wise or yeah, I feel like it's career wise that is pulling you somewhere else. But it could also be another person. This could be a person who, dealing with them brings better opportunities into your life as well, as far as money and finance and things of that nature. They just might have better connections than the person who you were with before. Okay, so Sagittarius, looks like you have a decision to make. Thank you. In the month of June. Leo, what information do you have for me to give to Leo for the month of June 2020? Single Leos, in regard to their love situation. Okay. So the underlying energy is the Queen of Wands. And we have the Knight of Wands, the Three of Cups, and then you got two more cards, the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So we just saw in the Sagittarius reading this Queen of Swords. We also saw the Seven of Pentacles already today with Aries. And so when I'm looking at it for you all, Leo, I'm really looking at this Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is saying to me that there's something to celebrate about. I don't feel like this is necessarily a third party situation. I feel like this is something to celebrate about. And so there's a story about the woman who kept creating lions, and her lions kept going out and devouring men, and then someone captured the lions and hit them, and it broke her heart. And so when I look at this, I see this. It seems like you have been building relationships with people only for them to fall apart, and you're not sure why. It's like you'll be thinking that everything is going well. We started a new thing, and it started off really hot, and it seemed like it was really good, and then something is playing interference. I feel like the Seven of Pentacles is playing interference. Maybe the person doesn't feel like you're giving them enough attention, or you don't feel like you're receiving enough attention. But it feels like now, coming in the month of June, that you are possibly going to come in contact with someone who is going to give you all the things that make you happy attention wise. They're going to make you feel good and things of that nature, but it almost seems like you're not going to know how to accept it, because you're going to feel like, it seems like every time I get things going well, then it ends up being something different than what it was, and then I put all this effort into it so that it can be something good, and then my joy and my happiness just gets stolen at the end, which is why it made me think of that story. So with the Queen of Wands being the overlying energy, I'm just looking at the action that's taking place, and I feel almost like this is, oops, this is you, Leo. um the young person, be like a child and be innocent in this relationship. Don't go into it with so many expectations. The next time you meet somebody new, just let it go. It's like they're patting you on your head saying, oh Leo, you're trying to control the situation too much, my little fire child. Like, just calm down, quit trying to control the fire. Don't be so worried about, the temptatious feelings, because sometimes people are attracted to us in a way that their body just instantly reacts, and then we're like offended because we're like, is that all you want me for, or something to that nature. But just let things happen. If they are that way, are they also having conversations with you? Are they also spending regular time with you? Are they also, and even if you're not, getting into a relationship with someone who you are dealing with them physically, then how much time and effort are they putting into it? Now, don't let them love bomb you. Like, that's not a good sign, but are they taking enough time and showing enough care and asking the proper questions, giving you the proper answers? Let it flow, but don't try to be so controlled. If they don't say exactly what you thought they should say when you ask them a question and getting to know them, but their answer is not bad, then don't make it be bad. You are being urged, Leo, to be more open to suggestion and allow the relationship to flow naturally for the month of June, for those of you who encounter or have recently encountered someone new. Cancer. For the month of June 2020, what does Cancer need to know in regard to their love lives? Cancer singles, June 2020. What information do you have for Cancer? What information do you have for Cancers in regard to their love life for June? Too many cards. What information do you have for Cancer in regard to their love life for June of 2020? Single Cancers, June 2020. What information do you have for them in regard to their love life? Okay, so we have all of our cards. The underlying energy is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is the underlying energy. The cards that came out are the Six of Wands, the Fool, and the Four of Swords. So I'll tell you, Cancers, that when I saw the Six of Wands, it was laying here face up when the other cards were face down, and I really felt like you are the new hot commodity. You are the new hottest thing. Like, look at how much bigger this person is in regard to everybody else around her. And I don't feel like the people are trying to beat this person down or trying to harm this person. She's standing mighty and she's standing strong. It feels like they are celebrating her. A victory has been won. And with the Six of Cups, we got this card again today, and we look at this card and we see again something here is buried on this ocean side, and either the person's having like a funeral or a celebration, a homegoing for someone. I believe that you actually have released your old partner. You finally said, I let this old person go, because even if you've been single for years, you could have just kept you could have just hung on to this person. for years and years and years, talked about them, threw them out in different relationships and compared them to people, kept conversation with them, even if few and far between. But now you are realizing your value. And you've gone through a lot of changes. Most cancers have been through a lot of changes over the last year. And what that does is it really helps you recognize who you are. And you are seeing the value within yourself. You're looking yourself in the mirror and saying, oh, yes, I'm hot. I'm that. I'm this. And it's going to allow you to now be able to love yourself in a different way, but also to take chances with somebody new. If you continuously had that person buried in your heart and you kept trying to dig them out, but you never dug them out, and you finally got them out, then it makes room for a whole new person to come in, a whole new adventure to be started. So with the Four of Wands, I'm paying attention to the fact that this person is alone by themselves. They are here at night. And of course, Cancer, you are that moon. And so by the light of the moon, so it's almost like you're finding peace and tranquility. You have this soft little fuzzy bunny who is sitting here at her feet, and just the warmthness of, a soft loving animal. You are handling yourself with more care with this Four of Wands. You've stopped communicating to yourself badly. You stopped saying all the negative stuff to yourself, like, all the bad self-talk. It seems like you've not only erased that old person, but now you understand that you are worth more than what that old person was even ever going to be able to give you. And so it's time for you to take a leap, get out back into the world, show yourself as this new big person, this new I believe in me, this newfound strength, this newfound love, this newfound purity, and also this newfound peace, though, because what you want to be for someone is their peace, because Cancer can often be somebody's headache, up, down, all around, but if you find peace within yourself and you understand who you truly are, especially if you're someone who is on the Cancer Leo cusp, right? Then you're often very steamy. And so you throw people off with the kind of hot and cold, right? And they're kind of like, what? And I know this is an air card, but I'm just saying the moon is here and it's dark and it looks cool, although there's no warm colors in this picture. And so be careful with that. Make sure that you are being very balanced, but still show your true self. But don't be afraid. Now you've let go of your past. Don't be afraid to get out here and find out what comes to you in the new. Pisces. What is in store for Pisces this June 2020 who are single? What is in store for Pisces? What information do they need to hear in regard to love for June 2020? The Four of Pentacles is the underlying energy. You have the Knight of Wands. In reverse, we have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Knave of Pentacles. So I'm just looking at these cards, one coming up upright and the other coming in reverse, and they're both on horses and they're both going on adventures. And I feel like with the Knight of Wands, this is saying be about it instead of you used to be doing a whole lot of talking about it, because this Knight is in reverse. So we're not doing a whole lot of talking about it anymore. We're doing more be about it. And look at her. She's like sitting on a treasure chest. Like, she knows that she's beautiful. She knows that she is someone to be valued. So I feel like maybe you possibly have had a relationship in your past or recent past where you let somebody talk you down, or even if it might have been a parent or someone who you really loved really spoke negatively into your life. And so I feel like now you're looking and you're going, nah, player, nah, player. I'm this. This is me. And with the Four of Pentacles, we see something very different in her than we do the Knave of Pentacles. This person, to me, look at how she's holding on to her book. Look at how she's dressed, and look at how she's being very skeptical about what is coming in. And so this person here was very guarded and very protective. So I feel like, Pisces, you've been very guarded and very protective. And it's crazy because like the water is right here, right? And if Pisces can get into that water and kind of flow and be free, then that's where they are most comfortable. The thing about the Pisces is they always want everybody to win. Like, Pisces wants everybody to win. So Pisces, you tend to give too many people the benefit of the doubt. There's too many people who tend to want to ride on your coattail, and you try and be nice and think that, you know, this time it's going to be different. And so you've learned to kind of protect yourself. And with this being love and not money, I still feel like, you know, wealth is health is wealth. For the love of money, things of that nature, we have those sayings that are out there. So I just feel like you're protecting yourself, you know, kind of in all aspects, whether it's health, it's heart, it's earthly possessions, just all things in general. You're making kind of a pillar around yourself. And although you're protecting yourself, I feel like with this card being here, though, you're allowing yourself some freedom to move. You're allowing yourself the ability to get out here. You're knowing your own value, and you're saying nah. Though you're starting to say no. You've been saying yes. Maybe you were the type of person who would date anybody who kind of showed an interest in you because you didn't really find too many other people that you felt caught your interest, and so you let people kind of come to you. And it's like now you're like, nah, I'm choosing. I'm about to choose. I'm about to pick this person, you know, because again, with that, I'm being about it and I'm not talking about it. You can talk about the type of person that you want in your life. You can talk about the type of person who you want to manifest. You can talk about all these qualities and things of that nature that you look for someone. But then when you let that person come up to you and you're always the recipient and you're protecting yourself because it's somebody who you didn't find interest in, but they found interest in you, and you're going, what does this person want? Then it's a different feeling than when you go out there and you go, I'm about to go find my person. I am going to take the initiative and I'm going to move. So it feels like you might get that spark of energy in June if you're a single Pisces to go and choose your lover yourself, or at least be out there looking, see what is appealing to you and what you find in someone else. Maybe possibly make the first move. Even if you're the female, you might be inclined to go up to somebody and ask a question that's random related, but just open a conversation with someone. And I think that that is something that you can do. Make them see you like you now see you. Pisces, thank you. And we're going to move on to Scorpio. What does the universe want for Scorpio to hear for the month of June 2020? Ooh, the single Scorpios in regard to love. What do Scorpios who are single need to hear in regard to love for June of 2020? Looks like you guys got 4 cards. I'm going to put these last 2 back. We have the Tower as the underlying energy. 4 cards that we got are the King of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Three of Pentacles. So there's a Tower moment at hand. And the King of Wands, hole in the soul, Knight of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Three of Pentacles. So which one of these cards are sticking out to me the most is the Magician. So Scorpios, you have the power to work some magic this month when it comes to your love relationships. I don't know if you're someone who might be bisexual or something in this nature. I'm getting this with this card that you are being pulled between two people, and it feels like two people not of the same sex. It feels like there might be a third party situation going on, and even though it's the Pentacles, it feels like either it's due to someone having children from a past relationship, and it still kind of is a complicated situation, and then having a new relationship, either you or that person. But I do feel like either there's that, or you're trying to be that person who keeps their relationship cool because you know what it feels like to be in a relationship with someone and not get along with your child's parent, and you don't want that for the person who you've newly found. So they might be fresh out of a relationship if you just met someone, or you might be fresh out of a relationship and that person might be trying to help you to find balance in how you deal with your past person, or you might be trying to help them find balance. And it seems like you'll be able to work magic if that person is you or that person is them. I do feel like this is your energy, though, that you'll be able to work magic when you do this. And you'll be very surprised at how easy things come out where nobody really feels like they are being cheated. I do feel like this is bringing in a different opportunity for you as regard to earthly things go. So maybe you recently met someone and your togetherness isn't all the way solidified, but maybe this month you will solidify that, and you guys will start talking about things like who's going to move in with who, how is time going to be managed, how are bills going to be managed, and it's going to be a winner for you in your pocket to not have to carry everything on your own. And with the King of Wands, it's just going to be a very hot and fiery relationship. I feel like whether it's you between, being bi, or you and just your single partner, I feel like it's still going to be a very fiery relationship. But it's also, the money is good. Everything here looks good. So how does this become a Tower moment? This is probably a moment that's going to make you have to denounce the old you and denounce the way that you used to look at relationships, because you might have been that person like, forget that baby mama, forget that baby daddy, ain't nobody on there, tell her she can do this, tell him to quit calling my phone, tell him to quit calling your phone, quit calling over here, quit doing all that, da, 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 da. And now you're having to be the more mature person and dead all of that and really be like, okay, I have to give that part of me up because this is ignorant. And for the greater good of the children, then I got to be a bigger, better person than this. As far as if it is you and you are kind of between more than one person, you might have to show that new person all of your faces. Like, this is the me that you're getting, but I do this. I am this person. And so, I might do this with this person and do this with you. And what I'm trying to say is that you might have to really be honest with this new person, because you're going to have to show all of your faces. Like, this Tower moment is you having to show all of your faces. You have to look at that old face and turn away from that face. Like, I'm not going to be secretive anymore, or I'm not going to be ignorant anymore, and I'm going to do what's best for the whole relationship, for everybody in the relationship. So you might be going into a situation, if you've been single, where you find someone and it's a little more complicated, but this is your time to learn that Petty Betty gotta go. You know what I'm saying? She out the door. Okay, Scorpio. Petty Betty gotta go, Scorpio. Capricorn. What do we have for Capricorn who are single in the month of June for 2020? Capricorn. Singles. What do you need to hear for June of 2020? What is the word for Capricorn for June 2020? We have the Ten of Swords as the underlying energy, the Hierophant in reverse, the Moon in reverse, and the Six of Swords upright. Capricorn feels majorly attacked right now. There was some information that was hidden from you that has now come to light. It can be the reverse. Some information that you were hiding has now came to light. And with the Hierophant, you're going to really be feeling like you didn't use your first mind, you didn't use your intuition, you kind of knew these things, but you were ignoring them, and now you're having to face them and actually contemplate them thoroughly, what just happened here. So it seems like you might be fresh out of a new relationship. If I'm speaking to you in this manner, Capricorn, you have the Six of Swords here, and as we see, she's on a boat and she's out of there. Like, she done took the boat by herself, left everybody else behind, got on the boat and went out. It's almost like her face is wincing too, so it's like almost she's crying, and she done jumped in the boat and she done took off, and she's out of there because this information that was revealed was almost too much for her to bear. But at the end of the day, she feels attacked. If you're someone who hasn't been in a relationship for a long time, then you might be getting someone who's coming back with you. Maybe you ask the question, whatever happened with us, or something like that, and the answer that they give is not something that you were expecting to hear, and so maybe you're going to storm off out of the bar or out of wherever you met that person at, out of the park, like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do stuff like that. That ain't me. And then you're going to have to stop blinding yourself to yourself, really sit down and think about the things that these people have said to you. What parts did you play in these relationships? You're going to have to dig into that hole in your soul so that you can uncover the truths about yourself. It is going to feel like an attack, but it may not be an attack. It might be your truth that you're getting ready to hear, or it might be their truth. Okay, Capricorn, thank you. That's what I have for you. Virgo, for the month of June 2020, what information? Ooh, what was that? Virgo, are you losing it? Why was my shuffle like that? Virgo. Maybe it was just me. Might have been y'all. Scattered, Virgo. What information do you have for Virgo for the month of June 2020? Everything is falling everywhere. Everything is falling everywhere, Virgo. me. Virgo. June 2020. What love information do you have for single Virgos for June of 2020? It is like doing something crazy to my deck, this shuffle. Okay, we have your cards. The underlying energy is the Seven of Pentacles, and I just heard I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Whew. You have the Devil, the Queen of Swords, and the Empress. And just look at how these cards line up. We have like the dark on one side and we have the light on the other side. And that's the same thing that we got here, right? With the hole in the soul. So with me have heard that song in regard to this Seven of Pentacles, it's almost like you are trying to stay focused on your money, but there's really some relationship issues that you are ignoring. There's either someone with some addictions here that is kind of pulling the other person into their addictions. And then there's the person who wants to be made new and fresh. I feel like all of this is actually one person's energy though. So there's a person who to the outside world looks like this. To the people in their family, they look like this. And out in the world, out in home, when no one's looking, they look like this. So there's some hidden secrets here that I feel like you're going through. I don't know if you just recently broke up with someone that's causing you to drink. If your sadness or your depression is causing you to drink. Maybe you're on some medication that is causing you to go up and down, up and down. Because a lot of antidepressants are like when they're working, they pull you in all these different types of directions, especially if they're not that kind of extended relief one. And then, you know, this is where you want to be and this is who you're trying to be. You want to be, you know, the best you. Like this is the Empress. You're trying to be the best you. And then at the same time, you're trying to focus on your money. But I think that you focusing on your money is you're trying to ignore the fact that you're going in and out. Like you're really going in and out of different energy signatures. For this one, I am going to pull some angel guidance cards. What information do you have for Virgo? It's like your dark side and your light side, your yin and your yangs, your masculine and your feminine are fighting each other right now. Either that or you have someone in your life who's you either used to be attached to, you aren't maybe single or living with this person, but maybe you're dealing with this person, and when you go over there to their house, you become this whole other person and you dwell in stuff that you don't normally dwell into, and you're losing yourself. What other information do we have for Virgo for June 2020 from the angels? What information do we have from the angels for Virgo? So I got you are safe for the first card, Archangel Michael, I'm protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. So yeah, there's definitely some type of lower energy, whether it's yours or someone else's outside, that's trying to infiltrate. And it's like halfway getting in there, and then you're like waking up to realize, no, 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 no. You're hanging on to their energy to stay that Empress. The next card that came out with All Is Well, which is Archangel Jeremiah. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings you will soon understand. So it could also be that your mind is kind of playing tricks on you and got you thinking some things are happening that are not necessarily happening, and it's kind of clouding your judgment and making you see things differently. The last card is the healthy lifestyle. So, Archangel Raphael, eat a healthy diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for ultimate health. You're safe, all is well, which makes me feel like this is a bunch of fears that you have. You're scared of something, and again, possibly delving into poisons, whether you're eating bad. The addiction is something sexual. The addiction is something, you know, beverages or drugs even. There's something that is being dwelled into that's not healthy for you, and it's causing you to feel like you're losing yourself. But you're safe and all is well. You're really going to have to, maybe it's saying concentrate on your money. Get your mind on your money. Take your mind off of some of these emotional things. Do something productive to keep your mind more busy. Like, you might be having too much idle time, and when your mind goes idle, then you start overthinking stuff, and you start overthinking things about people, and it starts taking you down into that road, and you're getting off course, and you're steering yourself in the wrong direction because you're frustrated and you're confused and you got too much time on your hands. So you kind of need to get busy, quit being worried about people. You also might be dealing with someone who is a master deceptor, and if that person is someone, you know, who's working with this energy, in order to deal with them, then you got to put this face on sometimes, right? You got to come at them the way they coming at you in order to get them to back off, and that's really not who you are. Stay in your own energy, stay healthy, be very careful with anybody wearing a false mask in the month of June, Virgo. Thank you. Taurus is next. What information do you have for me to get to single Tauruses in the month of June 2020? What information do you have for me to get to Taurus in the month of June 2020 who is single in regard to their love relationship? What information do we have for Taurus who is single in regard to their love relationships for June of 2020? The underlying energy here is the Three of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Wands, a lot of fire going on here, and the Six of Wands. We got all fire energy here. So there's something hot going on in your relationship. I'm looking at these cards, and with these two cards here, I feel a bit of jealousy. I feel like there's somebody who's very jealous of you. You may be jealous of somebody else. But there's somebody right here who gets a lot of recognition. There's a lot of people who's standing behind them. There's a lot of people celebrating them. And then this person here is on attack. But I feel like they're not protecting themselves. Because look at this person. It's kind of like they've gone mad. Because this person has their hands up. And they don't have a look on their face that's necessarily looking like, I'm coming after you. So this person is almost illy protecting themselves when it's unnecessary. But there is this Ace of Wands. So this is a newfound love, though, that I'm feeling here. Like this is a newfound spark of not necessarily love, maybe something kind of lusty and hot and steamy. And again, we have that energy to where maybe you're overprotecting yourself when it comes to this energy because you're scared. Maybe you've been hurt in the past. Maybe you haven't gone down into that hole in your soul and recognize what your past hurts are. And so if you're seeing characteristics in this new person that actually really lights your fire, but you are seeing characteristics of somebody from your past in them, then you are actually illy guarding yourself. I do see the jealousy, and when I look at the jealousy, it makes me lean more towards because of this Three of Wands. This Three of Wands is showing three people working together to create balance. And so usually when there's balance, we think of four, right? But these people are making balance out of three. And it's almost like this person right here is feeling left out and is on the attack. And they're feeling very jealous of that balanced energy. So you might be getting attacked by somebody who feels like the only reason why these other two people are leaving them out is because you don't like them or something of that nature. Now, how is that really a love reading with all of these people? This could be a familial love and not necessarily a personal relationship love. This might be something, a family energy signature that you need to get rid of. Is your family highly jealous of each other? Do they do things to spite each other and things of that nature? If so, you've been given the opportunity to make the change and correct that in your bloodline and show them that one, nobody has to be left out, but two, we definitely aren't supposed to be fighting each other. And so be careful of a very jealous spirit that is in your nature. You have the power, though, to change their way of thinking and to correct what's been happening in your bloodline in between your family members. All right, Taurus. What information do you have for me to give to Libra for the month of June 2020? Single Libras in regard to love. What information do you have for me to give to Libra who are single for the month of June 2020 in regard to love? Single Libra. That went flying. It was the first moment of flying cards today. So we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Swords upright, and the Wheel in reverse. This card here, the Two of Swords, the underlying energy, to me, we see how big she is, and then these people here are coming together. To me, in a love reading, this would mean that she's a matchmaker, and these people came together, and while they think that they got together on their own, like she's standing there all strong and proud, because she's like, they don't even know it, but I got them together. Like, I put them in front of each other, and now they are creating a relationship. But with the Ten of Cups, this is not something that seems very happy. It's in reverse. And of course, with the Ten of Cups, we have that, happy family card where we have the kids and the adults, and then we have them being overseen by spirits. So this may not be such a divinely guided match as somebody almost forced their hand and is forcing you into a relationship with someone who you may not want to be in a relationship with, and they are on their way. Like, they are riding their horse and they are bringing this information to you. Ooh, this person likes you. Ooh, this person da 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 da. Or they're saying little subtle things that you may not even realize is them trying to bring you all together relationship wise, but they are saying things to you that is like subliminal messages to make you go faster towards this person, and then the wheel is not spinning. So it's almost like this is in no way, shape, or form in your control. Like, this is totally being orchestrated, and it's not divine, and at the end of the day it's not going to bring you happiness. So if there's someone who's trying to introduce you to somebody, they might have ill intentions, or they might just not be a very good matchmaker. I would be very skeptical about any new person who you are introduced to and somebody's like really talking them up or saying things about them, especially if this person knows what type of person who you really want to have as a relationship partner. They could just be putting those attributes onto that person to make them look good, because for some reason they want to see y'all together, for good or bad. But it seems like if you go forth in this relationship, it's just not going to be what you want. It's not going to be what you want at all, and it's coming, and it's coming quick. A whole bunch of noise in your ear, but I don't see it being too good for you, Libra. Aquarius, what information do you have for me to give to Aquarius for this month of June 2020 who are single? What information do you have for me to give to Aquarius who are single for this month of June 2020? What information do you have for me to give to Aquarius for the month of June 2020? So we have the Four of Cups as the underlying energy. The three cards that came out are the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Swords in reverse this time, and the Two of Pentacles. So with the Queen of Swords and her being that yin-yang energy in this card, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. There's somebody trying to juggle something here, and it's not in balance. It's very much out of balance. And with the underlying energy being the Four of Cups, somebody's very bored. Somebody's very bored. So I don't know if you've had possibly a child out of wedlock, but I see someone here who has, she's feeding, right? The horse is feeding the baby. She's rubbing down the horse. The other animal is eating here. And it feels like one of those relationships where you're having to care for somebody. So either you're caring for a parent that's elderly, or caring for a child, caring for an ill person, but it seems like you possibly are having to care for someone, and it's causing the person who likes you to be bored because they feel like you should be doing more with them or having more fun or things of that nature, but you know that this is what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And so you're trying to work them into your schedule, right? You're trying to juggle them into your schedule, and you're trying to be fair with them, but it's really, they are getting overlooked. And the person who you have a chance with creating a future with is getting bored with you. So it's possible that you're not being very balanced and you're spreading yourself too thin, and therefore you're out of balance. They're bored. And you really got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. How can you make everybody happy? How can you do everything you need to do, whether it's work-life balance or if it's taking care of children, maybe you're a caregiver, you're a Cena, you're still out in the world having to take care of people while everybody else is sitting still. That's a very big thing that's happening right now. If you are an essential worker and you're still going out into the world because you have to still take care of the world, this person who ain't got nothing to do is getting very bored. So you're going to have to find some tricks up your sleeve to entertain that person if you want to hold on to them. Otherwise, you need to find somebody who's a bit more empathetic to your situation and go ahead and move on from that. All right, Aquarius. Gemini. Love. June 2020. Single. What do we have for our single Gemini to hear for the month of June 2020? If they are single, what information do we have for? We got 4 cards. We ain't pulling no more. We're forcing that to stop. King of Swords is the underlying energy. This is a very strong and powerful energy. And the cards that come out are the Justice card, 5 of Cups, King of Wands, and the Moon. Whew. Justice and the Moon. So there's been some secrets going on somewhere. But justice shall prevail is what I'm feeling like. I almost feel like you just got left out in the cold. With this 5 of Cups, this woman is all alone. All of her cups are turned over. She's here feeding her children, but we don't see any food around her for her to feed herself. This person feels like they just got very cheated. But when you're alone on an island, just like, you know, this situation that we have right now, it's causing a lot of us to feel like we're alone on an island. You can't talk to nobody. You have to figure things out for yourself. A lot of people are still just trying to piece pieces together. I feel like this right here caused you to really dig down and find your King of Swords. You really found this strong energy because you realize, okay, I might be single, I might be out here with these kids and have these responsibilities, but that doesn't mean that I gotta, oh, woe is me. I can be strong and I can be fierce, and this liar is going to reap what they sow. They are going to get their justice. And so you're stepping into this King of Wands energy this month, and you're going to be a very strong single person. You're going to be a person that's very strong. But I also, with the nurturing and the love of this baby, I don't see that it's going to be a harshness that's strong, but still very much finding your own love language. You're going to learn how to love yourself better. Maybe the hole in your soul was created by this person, and then once you take and remove these hidden things, because a lot of times things that are hidden are not so hidden. We know them, we just choose to ignore them. Bring them to the forefront, bring them to their just due, weigh them out for what they are. If this person really ain't helping you, if you're still going out there and you're essential worker and you're having to take care of the world, and then you still got to come home and you got to take care of your household too while this person is just sitting around doing nothing, then you know you're seeing them for their true colors. Like, you didn't know this person was that lazy, or you didn't know this person was not that smart, or you didn't know this person was doing some things that they were doing. There's something that this light is being shed on, but it is making you feel like you were cheated and that you were left to handle everything on your own. But again, justice will prevail, and you're going to have to find your strength. Use this King of Wands. Now this is look at the difference between these two kings. You know, one is all the way covered up, and the other one is like, I want to say balls to the wall. Like they got their bird, they got their headdress, you know. But this person is sitting back quietly and using their magical energy to, oh, you thought you played me? The worst fear that someone can have is when a woman gets quiet, because she's using that mind to come up with some things that is really going to tip the scale back into her favor. So you come out the King of Swords. So if you feel left out in the cold right now, then this month is going to be the month for you to really go down deep in your soul, grab that fire, and utilize your strength to come out winning, and have an understanding in the back of your mind that, remember me, the divine mother within, I'm gonna take care of that person. I'm gonna take care of that person. So you get over there and you take care of them babies, or you take care of, you know, whoever it is that you have to take care of, even if it's just yourself. I'm over here and I'm working on that person. I got you. So don't even worry about it. We don't fight battles in flesh and blood. Let your spirits and your ancestors and your guides take care of that person who is deceiving you, or being, you know, just doing wrong things towards you, that's got you left feeling like somebody threw you down in the dirt. No, you're not less than. Know that you are everything, and make sure that you keep that in mind, and that you don't have to tit for tat this person to come out winning. Okay, Gemini? I love you all signs. I thank you all for tuning in to my video today. I am Miss Indigo Blue of Zen Mother's Garden. Again, you can always visit my website for all of your spiritual tools if you want personal readings, or if you want to do some guided meditation. I am here for you, and I'm available for that at this time. So please visit isnmothersgarden.com. I also will do blog entries for all of these readings. If you don't have the time to really sit down and listen to them, you can also go on zenmothersgarden.com and click on the blog right now. I just had the one for the weekly guidance. So at the beginning of next week, we will have the love and the money ones up, and also the weekly guidance for next week. I love you. I thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.